From the NMSU Department of Journalism and Media Studies in collaboration with KRWG, this is the student-produced News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Raven Villarreal.
And I'm Tristan Tamez. A Las Cruces police officer is on administrative leave, and a 19-year-old man is in the hospital after a shooting. It happened on March 13th.
Officers were investigating reports of a man carrying and pointing a gun around South Main Street around Peter Piper Pizza. When police arrived, he started running away while carrying the gun in his right hand. And he was running away. The officer saw the gun and fired, striking the man in the lower back. At a news conference today, Chief Jeremy Story said he was becoming known to law enforcement.
In fact, know his history. He had some interactions with law enforcement, especially with the Sheriff's Department. There's kind of an escalation. He's a young man. He's 19 years old. But yeah, the escalation, especially recently with, potentially firearms use, saying he wanted to have gang affiliation, things like that.
He's identified as 19-year-old Gabriel Padilla. Padilla is currently facing charges for aggravated assault to an officer, negligent use of a deadly weapon, and evading an officer. He's currently receiving medical attention. The New Mexico State Police is honoring one of their officers killed in the line of duty.
Officer Darian Jarrett was killed on February 4th, 2021 on Interstate 10 about 15 miles east of Deming. He was shot when he stopped a suspected drug dealer. Without warning, the man shot Officer Jarrett with a semi-automatic rifle. The man was later killed in a shootout with law enforcement. On April 3rd, the state police will dedicate the state police building in Deming for Officer Jarrett. And the city of Las Cruces has a new fire chief. Michael Daniels is a 19-year veteran of the Las Cruces Fire Department.
The NMSU alum replaces Jason Smith, who retired on January 31st after 22 years of service. Daniels has been a deputy chief with fire department since January 2023. He began his firefighting career in July 2006 after serving in the U.S. Navy and quickly moved through the ranks, amassing several awards and commendations through the years. He will take command on March 24th. Well, my allergies have been pretty bad, but I think the dust storms might be calming down, right?
Let's hope they are. More from Maya.
Thanks, guys. And yes, the dust storms have chilled out a little bit, especially in New Mexico. As we see here today with our live view, we see our beautiful Organ Mountains and a mountain here. And then we also see our freshman dorms. And of course, we see our Corbett Center. Now moving on to our actual temperatures. For skies today, we have clear skies with a temperature of 63 degrees, with winds chilling down, of course, to 6 miles per hour. Our humidity 8%, our dew point at 0 degrees, and a barometer of 30 and 21 inches. For our high today was 77, average 71, our low of 43. Our high record for today was 89 in 2004, and our low was 25 in 2010. With no precipitation today. Back to the desk.
Now, a new art exhibit is on campus featuring works by pop art revolutionary Andy Warhol. Warhol came to fame during the mid-20th century, leaving a prominent legacy behind.
For one NMSU student, working on this exhibit has been an impactful and unforgettable journey for her. News 22's Adrian Alonso has the story.
Warhol and Friends is the new exhibit at the University Art Museum. The exhibition showcases work from the globally renowned Andy Warhol and other pop art contemporaries. His work has gone beyond the art scene and made lasting impacts in day-to-day life.
Everyone knows who Andy Warhol is. He was able to kind of make his name beyond the art world because of his connection to these everyday objects that everyone is able to kind of like make their own personal connections with.
The show features pieces from the permanent NMSU art collection and other museums. In 2009, the Art Museum was gifted more than 150 Warhol photographs, including some of his personal Polaroids.
He was a prolific photographer, especially when it came to his Polaroids. And those Polaroids were oftentimes then used to create some of the prints that he created afterwards as kind of studies.
Curators of the exhibit say having Warhol's artwork here is important, not only for NMSU, but for the entire region.
This is a really meaningful opportunity for our community to be able to see these pieces that you can see in places like the MoMA, the Met. Like, these are pieces and artists that are a part of these really large institutions.
Along with Warhol's work, the exhibit also shines a spotlight on other artists that may not always be showcased.
Trying to focus on artists that are not exhibited as frequently from our collection, and that includes women artists and artists of color that are a part of our collection that kind of fit within the themes and concepts.
Here at the University Art Museum, the Warhol and Fred's exhibit isn't just a showcase of pop art, it's inspiration for a new generation of creators.
I got the opportunity to make an exhibition guide for this show, so I kind of had to do something like inspired by him. So that was kind of fun to do my own little artistic touch on the show.
Along with her personal research, MJ has learned a lot from Warhol's work, even impacting how she views her own art.
That it's kind of a cool freedom to just be like, everything, the world is all around me, and I'm not going to ever create anything that's like original because everything already exists.
MJ encourages students to come and visit the exhibit for themselves.
And I think it's really important that students come, not even art majors, that students come and see such impactful work from a time period that was so impactful for art.
Working on this exhibit has permanently connected MJ into the world of Warhol and pop art. Adrian Alonso, News 22.
Now stay tuned. Maya Rivera will be back to talk about pollen and the national weather forecast.
But first, while we are in the midst of Ramadan, the Muslim community in Las Cruces is looking to promote outreach. More on that when News 22 continues. Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Thursday,
Where news matters. Now, Raven, we are in the midst of the month of Ramadan, a holy month for Muslims around the world.
and the Muslim community in Las Cruces is using the occasion to promote outreach. Students at Burrell Medical College gathered to break their fasts and educate the community about Ramadan. Ramadan is the 10th month in the Islamic calendar. For 30 days, Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset, obtaining from food and water. The after-sunset meal is called iftar. At Burrell Medical College, students and staff gathered for iftar, where they enjoyed Middle Eastern food and learned about Ramadan.
So being able to share our culture and our spirituality and our religion with Muslims and non-Muslims from all over the country and all over the world, from all different walks of life, it's a really nice event to have, and it teaches everyone about Islam and what we really stand for.
The iftar was hosted by the American Muslim Medical Student Association and the National Arab American Medical Association. The event will be returning next year at Burrell. Finding balance, both physically and mentally, is the goal of a new free class at the Las Cruces Public Library.
Tai Chi for Health is helping residents improve mobility, reduce stress, and even prevent falls. Lizette Yeva has more on how this centuries-old practice is making a modern impact.
For many, Tai Chi is more than just an exercise. It's a way to connect with their body and energy. Catherine Massey, a retired high school teacher, says she's already feeling the benefits.
Tai Chi is just so helpful for me. It really helps me pay attention to my balance, and it also makes me feel in touch with my energy.
Tai Chi is an ancient Chinese practice that's been passed down for centuries. Its benefits continue to be recognized worldwide.
Tai Chi is a long-standing tradition from China, and it's so well known around the world. There are just people that every single day of their lives they get up and do Tai Chi for exercise until they're, in their 90s, and everyone can do it. And that's what I really like about it, is it's a long tradition and it's accessible to anybody. I'm not a big athlete or anything, but it makes me feel really good in my own body.
And down, exhale.
Tai Chi is all about slow, controlled movements that help us with balance, flexibility, and relaxation. This class at the Thomas Barnacle Memorial Library is giving a chance for residents in Las Cruces to try it out for themselves.
I saw this. I said, oh my, I look graceful. Energy, 2, 3, 4, just to give you a rhythm.
Esther Minig is the teacher. For her, Tai Chi is more than just movement. It's a passion. She has a background in occupational therapy and teaching.
She spent more than 12 years guiding others through the benefits of this practice.
You're working on breathing. You're working on relaxation. In the old days, I had people just come to class just to relax because they could. It's a de-stress.
Each steady movement and deep breath, participants are not only practicing Tai Chi, but also improving their overall well-being.
I think I'll come back. I really like her approach. It's a little bit different from what I'm used to, but she breaks everything down very simply, and we really focus on the basics.
This was Mess's first time attending the library free class, but she says it won't be her last. Lisette Leiva, News 22.
Now, the free class is held every Tuesday morning at 9:15 a.m. at the Brannigan Library.
Now?
Pollen has been driving my allergies crazy. What about you?
I also agree. I do hope that the wind starts dying down. Maya, what can you tell us about the nation?
Thanks, Raven. And once again, yes, the allergies and pollen have been everywhere in the U.S., but we'll get to that in a second with our current wind speeds and gusts. As we see over here on the east side of the U.S., we definitely see more of averages of the 20s and 30s, as well as we see over here on the, in the northwest of the U.S. Moving on to the next map, as we see, the wind has definitely been affecting us in the south, but mostly our pollen for those allergies. And I would be avoiding all these cities down here, most specifically Memphis, Tennessee, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, New Orleans, Louisiana, and Wichita in Kansas, where has been voted 3 years consecutively of being the worst city with allergies. Now, that's a lot of sneezing. That's it for your national weather forecast, and I'll be back with your local temperatures when News 22 continues. Welcome back to News 22. Now let's take a look at your local temperatures. First in Farmington, we have 51 degrees, Santa Fe 48, Albuquerque 58. In Roswell, if we go down more south, we have 60 degrees, Ruidoso 48. Las Cruces, we're at 63 right now, and Deming at 62. And then for tomorrow, our highs in Santa Fe will be 60, in Gallup 64, Albuquerque 67. Going down south again, we'll go to Roswell at 78, Las Cruces will be at 77, and Deming at 77. In Alamogordo tonight will be 38 with our low with clear skies, and tomorrow will be 73 with clear skies once again. In Truth or Consequences, our low tonight will be 34 with clear skies, and tomorrow our high will be 60 with, again, clear skies. Silver City tonight will be 34, our low with clear skies, and tomorrow 69 with clear skies. Las Cruces tonight will have a low of 36 with clear skies once again, and tomorrow our high would be 73. Back to you, Raven and Tristan.
Mateo D'Antonio is next with sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, day one of March Madness starts today, but you can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
For the win! He got it!
Welcome back. I'm Mateo D'Antonio, and let's talk sports. Aggies baseball hits the road to try to hush those Flames to open conference play. The Aggies are seeking their 12th win, while the Liberty Flames are looking to continue their 5-game win streak with this series in Lynchburg. New Mexico State looks to snap this win streak after beating 15-ranked Texas A&M a couple games prior. They have all the momentum that they could ever want. Aggies need to swing for the fences, and with their sluggers Steve Sorlizano, Brandon Forrester, Sheehan O'Connor, they have every weapon they need to start their conference play 1-0. And more in Aggies news. After an impressive second-place finish in the WAC Swim and Dive Tournament, NMSU head coach Rick Pratt won the WAC Coach of the Year. Pratt, leading his team to several gold medals and a silver podium at the WAC tournament, said, quote, "I'm really proud of our team and staff, as well as the accomplishments we had this season. This award is more of a reflection of their hard work and success," end quote. This just shows how much his humble personality and coaching style is just as gold as the medals he helped them win. And speaking of gold, the Boston Celtics were recently sold for $6.1 billion. And that's all for Sports Tonight. Join us more for sports action next week. Still ahead on News 22, Maya Rivera will be back to take a look at your 5-day weather forecast.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our top stories.
A Las Cruces police officer is on administrative leave and a 19-year-old man is in the hospital after a shooting. The Muslim community in Las Cruces is using the month of Ramadan to promote outreach, and a new class at the Las Cruces Public Library is offering lessons on finding balance both physically and mentally. So what are we looking at for weather?
Well, let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. So today in the weather, we have, for Friday, we have sunnies with 77 being your high and 43 being your low. On Saturday, sunny skies again with 81 being your high and 46 being your low. Sticking with the 60s through Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and being in the high 40s for your lows, with partly sunny skies on Sunday and Tuesday, but sunny skies on Monday.
It's good to know. Well, that's all for News 22 Thursday. Thank you for everyone for joining us tonight.
And tune in next week for more news. I'm Tristan Talmez.
And I'm Raven Villarreal, and from the whole News 22 team, Tristan, Maya, Mateo, and myself, have a good night. But don't go too far because Emilia Arbornos is next with Noticias 22 en Español.
News Brief en Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, la información más completa de Nuevo México, El Paso y la frontera. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes, les acompaña Emilia Albornoz, hoy en Noticias 22. La Policía Estatal de Nuevo México rendirá este 3 de abril un homenaje al ex policía Darian Jarrett, quien fue asesinado en una misión. Jarrett falleció el 4 de febrero del 2021 en la Interestatal 10, cerca de Deming, después de que un presunto traficante de drogas le disparara. El asesino, reconocido como Omar Félix Cueva, de 39 años, fue abatido más tarde por las fuerzas de orden. En honor a Jarrett, la Policía Estatal le dedicará un homenaje a través del renombramiento del edificio del Departamento de Policía de Deming con su nombre. Un oficial de las Cruces está en suspensión tras dispararle a un joven hombre de 19 años durante las vacaciones de primavera. El incidente ocurrió cerca de Peter Piper Pizza, al sur de la calle, al principal, cuando la víctima, identificada como Gabriel Padilla, estaba caminando con un arma a simple vista. Padilla empezó a huir después de que la policía llegara al lugar. Un oficial le disparó en la espalda, por lo que provocó el traslado de Padilla a un hospital para recibir atención médica. En una conferencia de prensa, el jefe de policía, Jeremy Story, mencionó que Padilla ya tenía vinculaciones con el crimen organizado. Padilla enfrenta cargos por el uso negligente de un arma y asalto agravado a un agente de la policía, mientras que el oficial mantendrá la suspensión hasta nuevo aviso. Le seguiremos dando actualizaciones del caso. Esto ha sido todo por mi parte del día de hoy. Que tengan una buena noche, nos vemos la próxima semana.